Thanks for that, Crystal. And breaking overnight, one person is dead this morning following a deadly shooting involving a Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. This happened on the city's north side.
The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office says this happened just before midnight. This is in the Oceanway neighborhood, just north of 295. You're looking at a map right now of that area. According to JSO, this all started when undercover officers saw a man in a stolen car. They followed it until that man pulled the car into a driveway. The suspect then got out and ran off.
Now, JSO says one of the officers deployed his taser, at which point the suspect then pulled out a gun. According to officers, that's when we're told two police officers at that scene fired multiple shots, killing that suspect. Let's get right out to our Freya Brar. She joins us now on that scene. Freya, if you can break this down to us, it's a bit convoluted, this case, the chase that led up to this finally deadly shooting. What happened exactly?
Well, like you just mentioned, Keitha, it did end up in a chase in this Oceanway neighborhood. First officer did deploy their taser, and that's when the suspect allegedly pulled out a gun, and officers then, as a result, shot and killed him here as a result. So I'm joined by Ken Jefferson. He's our crime and safety expert. Ken, can you tell us a little bit about the protocols behind when tasers and guns are deployed?
Yeah, so when police are engaged actively in pursuing someone, be it on foot or whatever, they have as much information as they possibly can. Not certain that they understood that this person may have had a gun at the time when they chased him, but the protocol is there's a paradigm of the use of force that they have to go through. So if they don't see a weapon, they're not engaging him with a weapon at that particular time. So they'll deploy a non-lethal weapon, which is a taser. And if that's not working, then they'll go up the scale on the use of force paradigm. In this case, from my understanding, that they did deploy a taser, but it was ineffective, and then a gun was produced by the suspect. At that point, they have no other choice but to protect their lives and the lives of others and deploy deadly force.
You mentioned to us earlier, I mean, you've been with JSO for 24 years, and you're retired, but you actually helped create that policy with JSO. Can you tell us about the non-lethal weapons, the lethal weapons that JSO is allowed to use?
Yeah, they had, at one point, there was an expandable baton. That's your non-lethal. Then they had pepper spray, and now they have tasers. Those are your non-lethal items. Now, if he pulls out a gun, they don't use non-lethal against lethal. That gun is lethal. So they have to meet lethal with lethal. So the use of force paradigm, when you're chasing someone, trying to apprehend them, and they pull out a weapon, then it's going to be mano, weapon to weapon, and that's when they're justified in the use of deadly force.
Yeah, and our one-on-one with Sheriff Waters earlier this month, we actually heard him explain that usually when these sorts of incidents happen, if a weapon is produced, JSO officers will end up bringing their weapons out as a result as well. This is, again, the fourth officer-involved shooting in 2026. Is it common for a city like Jacksonville or a city of this size?
I wouldn't say it's common. I would say that suspects, unfortunately, are now becoming more brazen. They feel that they're empowered to hurt officers or to, in some cases, kill officers. They have that mindset sometimes. So I wouldn't say that it's common to have four at this point in the new year. But officers have to do what they have to do when a person gives them no other choice. When they produce a deadly weapon, which can hurt themselves, someone else, or even that officer, the officer has to act.
It's about safety. Now, as we're continuing to learn more this morning, thank you again for your time, Ken, for explaining some of that to us. We do know that the state attorney's office is investigating, and we'll keep you posted as we learn more. But for now, live in Oceanway, Fariha Abrar, First Coast News, on your side.
Fariha, I just wanted to get a sense, because we did hear that this chase went through multiple homes in this neighborhood, through multiple backyards, over fences. How big is this scene? Just how many homes in this neighborhood have been affected? Can you give us a sense of how large the scene is right now?
Yeah, That's a great question, Brody. Actually, when we got here around 4 o'clock this morning, there were maybe about a dozen more police vehicles out here. They have been coming in and out, but the street has maybe about a dozen homes on it. There aren't too many homes here. It is much more of a quiet area. It's not super busy. There aren't even a lot of businesses nearby. It's very quiet here. But I will say that a lot of people are now starting to wake up and turn on their vehicles coming outside. So if we know that they heard anything, we'll keep you posted as well.
Free, I'm going to ask you to clarify this as well, because you did mention that officers, this person who was involved, the suspect, that he was possibly involved in other stolen vehicle cases in that same area.
Yeah, according to the briefing we heard from JSO earlier, the suspect was seen in the same stolen vehicle a couple of weeks ago. He's just been changing out his tags apparently, but we'll keep you posted as we continue to learn more. Like I just said, the state attorney's office is investigating, so we'll get some details from them.
Free Harbar there live for us on the city's north side. Thank you for that. It's now 40.